Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Sam and Max, the Devil's Playhouse, where we're going to be kicking off episode 3, which is called They Stole Max's Brain, because that is apparently exactly what happened at the end of episode 2, and I have no idea what's going to happen now, so we're just going to jump in and see what on earth this game has got in store for us next. I've given up trying to predict any plot points in the Sam and Max games anymore. Alright, so it's titles straight away this time. Interesting. We're not even going to get a little preview, I guess. I love the opening sequence so much in this game. It's very, very good. Just gets you hyped to play the episode straight away.
Thanks to our magnificent brains, most of us live out our lives under the delusion that we are in control. But are our brains truly in control? Makes you think, doesn't it? Engrossed in the thrilling cinematic exploits of their ancestors, the freelance police have had no time to ponder these eternally vexing questions. But in mere moments, they and you will be plunged headfirst into these murky philosophical depths when Sam returns from his ill-timed bathroom break to discover they stole Max's brain.
Based on the similarly titled novel by Jane Austen.
Little buddy?
It's honestly still one of the most disturbing things I've seen. Oh, that's potentially worse. No. Poor Max.
What happened?
Oh, it means business.
What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know. 1 second we were guarding the devil's toy box, then bam! Out went the lights.
Through a fog of rage, darkness, and raisinets, I tried to remember what Flint Paper told me about interrogating suspects.
Rule number 1, don't let the suspect control the conversation. Get him talking, then surprise him. Interrupt him with a question, or call him a liar, freak him out. And if all else fails, bring little Miss Persuasion out for a stroll.
Try interrupting the suspect's story with a question or a threat. Well, this is very different.
Actually, I think it was more of a boom, really.
Right, threat.
Go ahead. Put us out of our misery. Since we've lost the devil's toy box, we might as well be dead anyway.
Too easy. Keep talking.
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us. Yeah, that's the last thing we remember.
Don't believe you.
Rule number 2, timing is everything. When you hear the suspect lying, that's when you jump in and accuse him.
Okay. When you interrupt different parts of a suspect's story, you get different responses. The right interruption at the right time can break the suspect.
Yup, I was totally unconscious the whole time. I certainly didn't see anything interesting. No siree, Bob. Can we go now? The apocalypse is at hand, and we've got plans to make.
So we've got to find the lie.
Let's run through it again.
Fine.
What happened to Max? Talk!
We don't know.
Wait, we've...
1 second we were guarding the devil's toy box, then bam! Out went the lights. Actually, I think it was more of a boom, really.
You lie! Why are you lying?
We're not lying. Someone snuck up on us and knocked us out. How do you think we wound up on the floor like that?
Okay.
Okay. What else can you tell me?
Well, that's the last thing we remember until you woke us up and started snarling at us. Yeah, that's the last thing we remember. Yup, I was totally unconscious the whole time.
Okay.
I certainly didn't see anything interesting. No siree, Bob.
Liar!
All right. I came to before Jebediah,
Haha.
just in time to hear the telltale sounds of a brain being removed from a bunny.
What does that even sound like?
Jebediah, why didn't you do anything? I was afraid. Afraid that he'd remove my brain too.
Who?
Who? Who took Max's brain?
It was the space gorilla.
Of course.
Skunkape.
Of course. He must have been released from the penal zone when the toy box was stolen. I'm so sorry.
Not half as sorry as that brain-stealing space ape's gonna be when I catch up with him.
Yep.
Rule number 3, mole men are easy. To crack the tough nuts, you'll need information to prove your case. Sometimes you gotta ask around to get the dirt on the doers.
Okay.
Now, go get 'em.
Sometimes info from one suspect will help you break another. Remember to interrupt at the right time to get the info you need.
I wrote a mental note to thank Flint at Max's funeral and got ready to squeeze some punks.
Okay, so interrogation 101 there. So I'm guessing that's going to be a mechanic in this episode. Can we stop carrying around the creepy Max brainless corpse
General
thing?
Skunky. I should have known. That space ape had wanted Max's brain
just
ever since he
messed
found
up.
out it was special. Now that special brain was gone, and I was cut loose, drifting in the neon current, hoping for a lucky break.
Oh god, the way it's flapping around is just nasty. All night. Right, okay. Dogs.
Oh, ugly. You're one of Skunkape's goons. Where's your boss? What did he do to my little buddy?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone.
It wasn't unjust.
I'll never forget his final terrified howl as it echoed across the dimensional boundaries.
Right, let's see. So we're straight in with the.
Skunkape's imprisonment, I've been reevaluating my life choices. I've abandoned violence for a career as a science babe. It's a very fulfilling, low-temperature job, more suited to a space ape of a certain age.
Okay.
Enough about me. You should talk to the rat.
The rat,
The
eh?
rat. He certainly seems plugged into the ins and outs of this gloriously filthy.
Rat? What rat?
Yeah, what rat?
Frankie the rat. He traffics in stolen merchandise and tawdry gambling rings.
Where can I find him?
He hangs out on the corner of Vinny and Vidi in the Latin Quarter.
Alright, the Latin Quarter. So yeah, it seems like that's going to be a really big part of the gameplay. I don't know if that means there's potentially dead ends if you, like, miss something important.
Frankie the rat. The name left a bad taste on my tongue and an itchy sensation in my butt.
This is so good.
Still, there wasn't a rodent more plugged into the bad wiring in this city.
It's gone like full noir, I love it. Is that Frankie? His jacket. Where do you think you're going, Frankie?
Hey, rat.
Sam, buddy, how's it hanging?
My partner's got a bad case of a missing brain, and someone thinks you might know something about it.
Brain, huh? Well, I did see something unusual and brain-related a little while back.
Oh, yeah?
Spill! I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fellow was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his umlauts and twarties.
Yeah, can you just get on with it?
Hey, man, no need to pull out the heavy metal. I'm talking, see? So, like I was saying, I was almost done helping the guy, see? When bam! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain!
Skunkape.
Yep.
I hadn't seen anything that weird since Aunt Jacqueline's vacation slides from Pismo Beach with the jellyfish on the water skis. Anyways, So I grabbed the tourist, and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street.
Other gorilla,
That's
eh?
all I know about the space ape what took your buddy's brain. No fooling. That's all I know.
No, you don't. You know more.
Hey, Sam, I never lie about my cowardice. I'm really proud of it. So now what?
Again.
One more time. What do you know about my partner's brain?
It's like I was telling you. I was given directions to a confused tourist. Poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his boom.
Okay. So which directions?
Hey, take it easy, big fella. I sent him right over that way, about 2 miles.
Right. Fine. This is good. I like it.
Helping a tourist? It was absurd. Absurd like Max was, back when he had a brain. So imagine my surprise when I found Frankie's tourist wandering around the bad side of town.
Right, so we're looking for this guy then that got sent in a certain direction.
Oh! Ah.
Who is this?
You, foreign guy, what's your story?
Ooh, an American police shakedown. How thrilling.
Yeah, it's a real honor. Now, what do you know?
Well, about an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats.
And Frankie sent you here?
Yeah.
Dirty lion rat.
Did you know back in Europe I had so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious.
Yeah, come on, just get on with it.
Museum district.
See, yeah. As a child in Europe, I always dreamt of visiting your city's famous museum district with its Institute of Incomplete Technologies and Hall of Filthy Arts. It's a little more underwhelming than it appeared in my schul books. Flogen, I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords.
What?
At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg.
I think we might have to threaten this guy.
Is that one of your famous American handguns? Fascinating. We don't have any of these in Europe, you know. After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and evil-skippled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the clothes on my back. You know what else? I'm starting to think that this isn't actually the museum district. Maybe I am mistaking the friendly...
What happens if we do
It's a
Noir?
strange land, all right. Strange and dark and twisted.
Please stop! I'm already evil-skippled enough.
Sorry.
De nada. Anything else?
We can leave, which is
People in this
interesting.
country are so intense.
The tourists seemed like just another victim circling the drain, but I knew there was more to the story. It was time to circle back and flush out the truth.
I really like this. I think it's very good. Okay, we've got the sign spinner, we've got Frankie the Rat. So let's go back to Frankie the Rat and try and clear up what went on with this missing wallet. Oh my god, is he dead?
Frankie, what do you know?
Oh no, he's not.
I was given directions to a confused tourist.
To the museum district?
Yeah. Poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies.
Alright, let's just threaten him.
Hey, man, no need to pull out the heavy metal. I'm talking, see? So, like I was saying, I was almost done helping the guy, see? When bam! All of a sudden, this space ape comes barreling down the street, fighting with some other mook. A space ape carrying a brain!
Skunkape.
I hadn't seen anything that weird since Aunt Jacqueline's vacation slides from Pismo Beach with the jellyfish on the water skis. Anyways, so I grabbed the tourist and we ducked behind a bunch of crates with the other gorilla. We kept our heads down until the fight moved on down the street. And that's all I know about the space ape what took your buddy's brain.
Alright, I don't think he's telling the
Hey,
truth.
Sam, I never lie about my cowardice. I'm really proud of it. So now what?
One more
Alright.
time. What do you know about my partner's brain?
Let's try this again.
It's like I was telling you. I was given directions to a confused tourist.
To the museum district?
Yeah. Poor fella was wandering around in circles, scaring all the kiddies with his lots of...
Don't lie to me, Frankie. I talked to your tourist, and it looks to me like you sent him over to the wrong side of town to get rolled by your rat pack.
Yep.
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But this conversation is over. I ain't saying nothing till I get some legal representation.
Well, let's think. Yeah, no, we're gonna threaten him.
Lawyer, here's an attorney from Smith & Wesson.
Okay, I'll talk. Sheesh. Like you guessed, I gave the tourist directions to the bad side of town. But I was just winding them up, really. If you ask me, the schmuck does acting all high and mighty.
Well, tell me.
You know, the bad side of town. Hoboville, Flemberg, Broken Corners, that area.
Okay.
Anyway, when the big fight broke out, me, the tourist, and the other gorilla ducked down behind a crate, and I, picked their pockets. The tourist was loaded with high-exchange European stuff, but all the other guy had was funny-looking green cubes. After the fight moved on, the tourist got a nice souvenir for his trouble, and I skedaddled back here.
Okay, fine.
Ask anybody. They'll vouch for old Frankie.
Souvenir?
I feel like we need...
Yeah, something fell out of the funny hat guy's pocket, and the tourist scooped it up.
What was it?
I don't know, something.
So the tourist didn't leave empty-handed after all.
Right.
So what now?
So maybe we need to go back to the tourist then.
I may be back.
I shall count the minutes.
This is quite the opening. Alright, let's go back to the dark alley. See if we can talk to our friend the tourist again about this thing he picked up.
Ooh, a repeat performance.
Let's run through it one more time. And speak slowly. I'm an American.
I
Yeah.
said before. About an hour ago, I was getting directions to the museum district from one of your colorful local rats. You know, back in Europe, I heard so many warnings about your country's rats, but this Frankie was so gracious and helpful. Anyhow, I was about to give him a tip for the help when all of a sudden a Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg erupted in the middle of one of your asphalt fjords. At least I think it was Weltraumliebe Wachzauberkrieg. Might have been more of an Ödeler Spokenfreundel affair. But I digress. After the fight moved on, I discovered that someone had picked my pockets, leaving me empty-handed and evil-skippled in a strange land. I left the scene of the crime, carrying nothing but the
we
clothes on my back.
We know that's not true.
I'm stuck.
Don't play innocent.
'Cause he
with me,
picked
Metric
something
Brother.
up.
The rat saw you pick up something after the fight. Now spill.
Yeah, it's true. I took a souvenir from the fight.
Okay.
I didn't think anyone would notice. Here.
Norrington.
Dr.
Who the heck is
Norrington.
Norrington?
I don't know. Just don't hurt me.
Fine.
You Americans are all animals. Animals.
Finally, a clue. Norrington. The name rang fewer bells than a sleigh in July. Fortunately, it didn't need to.
Well, I guess this Dr. Norrington's going to be important then. So where do we go now?
Trimtron, do your stuff.
This is a different side to Sam.
Not found in database.
The Crimetron requires additional clues to make an informed deduction.
Ah.
Clues? I haven't got time for clues. Max's body is starting to smell differently.
Well, maybe you should stop yelling at my girlfriend and start with the clue hyphen finding.
Right. Clue finding.
I chewed over Frankie's story like a stale piece of turkey jerky. Something about his description of the fight was confusing me.
Alright, let's see if we can talk to this guy now.
I'm back. Now where's Skunkape?
I don't know. I haven't seen General Skunkape since you unjustly imprisoned him in the penal zone. His final terrified howl.
Do we know that he's lying?
You're lying!
No, I'm not. I haven't seen the General, and I defy anyone to say otherwise.
Go on.
As I was saying, since Skunkape's imprisonment, I've been reevaluating my life choices. Abandoned violence for a career as a science spinner. A very fulfilling low-temperature job.
Reevaluating your life choices? What does that even mean?
Skunkape's defeat made me take a really hard look at myself. Honestly, is there anything more pathetic than a middle-aged space gorilla waving his blaster around the galaxy like some kind of teenager?
How about a dead partner?
The only way to break the cycle was to just walk away. Now I have a wonderful job as a sign spinner and a girlfriend in the village, and I don't even have to shoot anyone.
How nice for you.
Enough about me. You should talk to the rat.
Yeah, maybe we need to get
He certainly seems
maybe we need to get a bit more info from Frankie.
Hey, don't you want to know about our baby iguana sale?
No, we don't. Alright, let's head back to Frankie then. But I tell you what, we're going to do this in the next episode because we are out of time. So far, I'm really enjoying this. It's very, very different, but it's cool. Can't wait to play more. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne Nate, Terminally Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Barry Aldridge, Hobo, Numinous Kumadin, and Paul Leone. And I'll see you next time.